Nancy McGee. I'm 64 years old, and now a young 64-year-old again. I have a rare genetic disease. Oh, Gucci's here. Yes, he's going to say hi. I have a rare genetic disease that has caused me to have very poor joint performance in all parts of my body. It started when I was 9 years old, and it continues to this day. And for 20 years, the back became the major problem in my life, and as a result, a huge problem in my mobility. I was confined to a wheelchair for the last 10 years, most of it in a power wheelchair. And as a result, my ability to work was curtailed. Even though I had a wonderful career, and still to this day don't regret the pain it caused, I now have the opportunity to better my life, which happened when I saw Dr. Husted. I've been treated at most major hospitals in the United States by hundreds of medical professionals, and hours and hours and hours and dozens of physical therapy centers. And yet, after I had just come back from a major hospital, I then went to Dr. Husted and said something must be done. I first had a cervical fusion where they fused C3, 4, and 5 because I was having such extreme headaches to the point where I could no longer even function. In addition, I used to be 5'5", and I now was 5'1". So I had a huge problem with lordosis of my spine. And for almost a year I saw him, and he kept saying to me, you know, we can fix this back surgery. And so I went in first to have the cervical spine corrected, which was just so easy. I almost cried that I'd put it off so long. But then about 3-4 months later, I was having my last appointment with Dr. Husted, and he was so proud of the fact that I could move my neck all over and around. And I said, gee, I wish you could do something about my lower spine, because I was in the wheelchair because my back pain was so severe. I couldn't walk, I couldn't stand, I couldn't fix meals. I couldn't really be with anyone because of so much pain. It only took a few minutes for him to pop up out of his chair and say, hold on a minute, we're going to take some more x-rays. And Dr. Husted was the first medical professional I saw who even thought that maybe my spine looked different if I was moving instead of sitting. And sure enough, he found that I had severe spondylolisthesis, which, to those of you who may be confused, it's when your spine juts out and isn't lined up properly. But then in addition, my lower spine also had facet arthritis, it had the normal stenosis, it had some bulging discs, and of course was pretty messed up. And he said, when he came back in after looking at those x-rays, he said, you know, we can fix this. And I started to cry. And I couldn't stop crying. And he said, no, it'll be okay, it'll be okay. But I was so incredibly thrilled that maybe for the first time in my life, I wasn't going to be in pain from trying to walk. So I had the surgery 2 weeks later. And within about maybe 3 weeks, I was walking that little dog there. And now I can walk a great distance. And in fact, I don't have to sit anymore. I can definitely get up. I can stand. Yep, I can stand. And I'm so excited. So for that, Dr. Husted has a very special place in our family. And I wish you could experience what I have. Thank you.